All right, so I've come up with a system that gives me a 98.7% advantage at the gaming table. I call it TSC. It stands for Track, Sort, Count. So I'm going to demonstrate a little exercise I practice every day to keep me sharp at the gaming table. I will be using this black linen cloth to cover my hands as a part of the exercise. So let's imagine we're at a casino at a blackjack table. Now you never know what you're going to get when the cards are dealt, but every player's dealt 2 cards, and depending on what those 2 cards are, you'll either stay or hit. Now since this is not a tutorial, it doesn't matter. I'm going to actually hit on all these cards. I just simply want you to see how busy a gaming table can be on any given night. All right? So the cards are played and picked up and placed into a discard pile. Now, once they're placed into a discard pile, you can't touch them. Any attempt to touch those cards will promptly get you escorted off property, possibly with a knuckle sandwich. That's code. All right? But with my system, you'll know every card that's played and placed into the discard pile without having to touch them. That's the beauty of my system. As my son Jacob would say, it's a system within a system. But in this case, it's an exercise. I'll cover up the cards with this black linen cloth. Now, it doesn't take any advanced memory or any advanced math. All right? All right. Again, the cloth is to keep me honest, or at least that's what I want you to think. Is this a card trick, or is this an actual system? Well, I'll let you decide that. All right, so when the cards were on the table, could you tell specifically what I was tracking? Of course not. Neither will the eye in the sky. But I was tracking what we call good cards, cards like aces, because an ace and a jack make 21. A king and a 10 make 20. Now that's as close as you're going to come to 21 without getting 21, or without going over. And a pair of queens, that's also worth 20. All right? This is what we call the high count. All right? Now by getting a high count, you can get what they have a low count. Now by getting a high and low count, you can get what they call a running count. It's all very technical and all that, but you can get what they call a true count after getting a high and low count. All right, but you didn't know what to look for, but now you do. All right? So put those cards right there, if they're still in frame. All right, so let's take about half of these cards. I'll give them a mix, and here's what I want you to do. I want you to keep track of all the high cards, cards like 10s, jacks, queens, kings, and aces. I want you to keep track of all the low value cards. Any card value from 2 all the way through 9. I'll run through them, keep track silently to yourself, and then I'll separate them, and then we'll see what the running count is, okay? Okay. Put those out of the way. All right. Okay. All right. Okay, got it. Again, a lot of information in these 2 cards. Now, you should have a count on all the high cards, yes? And you should have a count on all the low-valued cards. Now, here's what I've discovered about my system. Not only can I track multiple values, high and low, I can also track multiple suits. At the same time, I'm tracking multiple values. So I'm going to rephrase my question. How many high cards did you count that were just heart and diamond cards? Heart and diamond cards, just the high cards from the heart and diamond cards. Do you have that count? See, that changes everything. That count would be 1. It was the ace of diamonds. How many low cards did you count that were just heart and diamond cards? Well, that would be the 4 of diamonds, the 6 of hearts, the 8 of diamonds, the 3 of diamonds, and the 2 of hearts. That's the low count. And that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, how many high cards did you count that were just clubs and spades? That would be the ace of clubs, the king of clubs, the jack of spades, the 10 of spades, And that count would be 1, 2, 3, 4. How many low cards did you count that were just spades and clubs? Well, that would be the 4 of spades, the 3 of spades, the 4 of clubs, 6 of clubs, 8 of clubs, and the 3 of clubs. That count would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. So what does this tell me? This tells me 3 things. This tells me that, well, 1, my system works. 2, you probably wouldn't want me playing blackjack in your casino. And 3, tells me that I have 9 cards left over here in the dealer's shoe that are good cards. 9 good cards that are in the dealer's shoe. Now, I don't know where they're at, but I know that there's 9 of them. And 9 would be almost half of that, of what I have here. So I'm not gonna, I'll probably bet the table minimum. If anything, I'll slightly bet over the table minimum. But let's see where those 9 cards are. All right. So we've got a jack and a king. That's 2. 3, queen of diamonds. 4, the jack of hearts. 5, the 10 of hearts. 6, the ace of hearts. 7, the queen of hearts. The 10 of diamonds. And the king of diamonds. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And that is called track, sort, count. That's what tells me what's left in the dealer's shoe. Thank you.